I am Rahul Chandegra from Dr. Subhash Technical Campus. Today's our video lecture based on Fourier transform. We already completed two lectures. The first is based on introduction of Fourier transform and some standard signals Fourier transform. In previous lecture, we studied the properties of Fourier transform. So in this table, the first column is name of property, second is time domain representation, and the third is frequency domain representation. So the first property is linearity. So a1 x1 of n plus a2 x2 of n, then this property in the Fourier transform or in the frequency domain is a1 x1 omega plus a2 x2 of omega. Second property is time shifting. So in time domain, when we shift the sample x of n by the k value, so it is x of n minus k equal to e raised to minus j omega k x of omega. So x of n minus k Fourier transform is e raised to minus j omega k x of omega. The next property is time reversal. So when we fold our signal, so it is x of minus n, so its Fourier transform and Fourier property is x of minus omega. The next and very important property is convolution theorem. So convolution of two time domain signals, then in the frequency domain it is multiply. So convolution theorem, x1 of n convolution x2 of n equal to x1 of omega multiply x2 of omega. Now the next property is correlation theorem, properties number 5. So R indicate the correlation. So correlation x1 x2 of n. So in frequency domain it is x1 of omega multiply with the x2 of minus omega. For the frequency shifting, e raised to j omega 0 n x of n. So in frequency domain it is shifted version by omega 0. So it is x of omega minus omega 0. Now the next property is multiplication of two sequences. So x1 of n multiply with the x2 of n. So in frequency domain x3 of omega equal to 1 upon 2 pi integration pi to minus pi x1 of lambda multiply with the x2 omega minus lambda d lambda. So next property is Parseval's theorem. So x1 of n multiply with the conjugate of x2 of n. So it is 1 upon 2 pi integration minus pi to pi x1 of omega x2 of conjugate of omega d omega. And the last property is differentiation in frequency domain. So n x of n, when n multiply with the x of n, so in the Fourier transform in the frequency domain it is j d by d omega of x of omega. So this is the total 9 properties of Fourier transform. We already studied DTFT. discrete time Fourier transform. Now the next term is DFT, discrete Fourier transform. So the new topic. So according to the definition of DTFT, discrete time Fourier transform, x of omega equal to summation x of n e raised to minus omega n. We know that x of omega is Fourier transform of discrete time signal x of n. The range of omega is from 0 to 2 pi or minus pi to pi. This is not possible to compute x of omega on digital computer because in equation the range of summation is from minus infinity to infinity. But if we make this range finite, then it is possible to do calculation on digital computer. When a Fourier transform is calculated only at discrete point, then it is called discrete Fourier transform. So, definition of DFT, it is a finite duration discrete frequency sequence which is obtained by sampling one period of Fourier transform. Sampling is done at n equally spaced point over the period extending from omega equal to 0 to 2 pi. So the mathematical equation of the DFT of discrete sequence x of n is denoted by x of k. So x of n is the time domain signal, x of omega is the frequency domain DTFT signal, discrete time Fourier transform, and x of k is discrete Fourier transform. So x of k equal to summation n equal to 0 to up to n minus 1 x of n e raised to minus j 2 pi k small n divided by capital N. So here the k value is from 0, 1 to up to n minus 1. Since this summation is taken for the end points, so it is called endpoint DFT. We can obtain discrete sequence x of n from its DFT. It is called inverse discrete Fourier transform IDFT, and it is given by x of n 1 upon n summation k equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of k e raised to plus j2 pi k n upon n. So here just different between these two is e raised to minus j2 pi k n, and in that e raised to plus j2 pi k n and 1 upon n. So after changing a little bit we can get inverse DFT. Here so inverse DFT equal to x of n equal to 1 upon n summation k equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of k e raised to plus j2 pi k small n divided by n. Here n equal to 0, 1 to up to the n minus 1. This is called endpoint IDFT, inverse discrete Fourier transform. Now we will define the term omega or W. So Wn equal to e raised to minus j2 pi upon capital N. So this is called twiddle factor. Twiddle factor makes the computation of DFT a bit easy and fast. Using twiddle factor we can write equation of DFT and IDFT. So x of k equal to summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n w k n. So here n equal to 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1 and x of n equal to 1 upon n summation k equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of k wn raised to minus kn. Here n equal to 0, 1 to up to n minus 1. So first we find the relation between DTFT and DFT. So DTFT is discrete time Fourier transform and its equation is equal to x of omega equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to up to infinity x of n e raised to minus j omega n. The range of omega is from minus pi to pi or 0 to 2 pi. Now we know that discrete Fourier transform is obtained by sampling one cycle of Fourier transform, and DFT of x of n is given by x of k summation n equal to 0 to capital N minus 1 x of n e raised to minus j 2 pi k n upon capital N. So comparing both the equation of DFT and DTFT by putting omega equal to 2 pi upon n. So whenever we put omega equal to 2 pi by n, so it is x of k equal to x of omega. The condition is omega equal to 2 pi by n. So by comparing DFT with the DTFT, we can write the continuous frequency spectrum x of omega is replaced by discrete Fourier spectrum x of k. The infinite summation in DTFT is replaced by finite summation in DFT. The continuous frequency variable is replaced by finite number of frequency located at 2 pi k upon n ts, where the ts is sampling time. So in DTFT we studied DTFT of some standard signal and properties of DTFT. Now we will study the DFT of some standard signal. So we will obtain DFT of some standard signal with the help of solved example. So obtain DFT of unit impulse delta n. It is, let me draw it, only n equal to 0 and amplitude is 1. This is called delta n. Let me draw again. So here n equal to 0, amplitude equal to 1. So this signal is delta n. So obtain DFT of unit impulse. So x of n equal to delta n. According to the definition of DFT, we have x of k equal to summation n equal to 0 to up to capital N minus 1 x of n e raised to minus j 2 pi k n upon capital N. So here delta n equal to 1 only at n equal to 0. So the equation 2 become x of k delta 0 multiply with the e raised to 0, so it is 1. So DFT of delta n equal to 1. So this is the standard DFT pair. The next question, obtain DFT of delayed unit impulse delta n minus n0. So we know that delta n minus n0 indicate unit impulse delayed by n0 samples. So here I will draw on screen. So its amplitude is 1 and this called n0. So only at n0 delta n minus n0 equal to 1. So x of n equal to delta n minus n0. So according to our definition, x of k equal to summation n equal to 0 to up to n minus 1 x of n e raised to minus j2 pi kn upon capital N. This is our standard definition of DFT. In this equation, we will put delta n minus n0 equal to 1 only at n equal to n0. So this equation become x of k equal to 1 multiply e raised to minus j2 pi k n 0 upon capital N. So delta n minus n0 equal to e raised to minus j2 pi k n upon n. So as per similar, delta n plus n0 equal to e raised to plus j2 pi k n upon capital N. So here n equal to n0. So here n0 and here also is n0. So this is n0 or n equal to n0. So the next example, obtain endpoint DFT of exponential sequence. So x of n equal to a raised to n u of n for 0 less than or equal to n less than or equal to n minus 1. So according to our definition, only one equation we have to remember. X of k equal to summation n equal to 0 to capital N minus 1 x of n e raised to minus j2 pi k n upon n. So here x of n equal to a raised to n u n. So the multiplication of a raised to n with un indicates the sequence is positive. So only we have to put x of n equal to a raised to n in the equation. So now x of k equal to summation n equal to 0 to capital N minus 1 a raised to n e raised to minus j2 pi k n upon n. So it is become x of k equal to summation a multiply e raised to minus j2 pi k upon capital N and the whole raised to n. So again we have to use our standard formula summation. So we have to keep in our mind, just note down this formula. We will use many time, already we use in DTFT. Summation k equal to n1 up to n2 a raised to k equal to a raised to n1 minus a raised to n2 plus 1 divided by 1 minus a. So this equation we will compare with our equation. So we will get n1 equal to 0, n2 equal to n minus 1. So after compare between two equations, we will get n1 equal to 0 and n2 equal to n minus 1 and capital A equal to small a e raised to minus j2 pi k upon capital N. So now by using standard formula, we have x of k equal to the first term a multiply e raised to minus j2 pi k upon n whole raised to n1. So it is 0 minus a e raised to minus j2 pi k upon capital N raised to n minus 1. So it is n2 plus 1 divided by 1 minus a multiply e raised to minus j2 pi k upon n. So x of k equal to 1 minus a raised to n e raised to minus j2 pi k upon 1 a multiply e raised to minus j2 pi k upon capital N. So using Euler's identity to the numerator term, we get e raised to minus j2 pi k equal to cos 2 pi k minus j sin 2 pi k. But k is an integer, so cos 2 pi k equal to 1 and sin 2 pi k equal to 0. So e raised to minus j2 pi k equal to 1 minus j0 or equal to 1. So now x of k equal to 1 minus a raised to n upon 1 minus a e raised to minus j2 pi k upon n. So for exponential signal a raised to n u of n dft is 1 minus a raised to n upon 1 minus a e raised to minus j2 pi k upon capital N.